Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video, and today we have a top 16 breakdown for the MomoCon Dragon Ball Super Regionals that happened this past weekend and hosted by PPG. And real quick before we get started, first, if you guys like this video, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Took a lot of work to put all of these deck lists into DBS Deck Planet as well, so you guys have that accessibility for you there. And again, shoutouts to PPG for running this event and for also supplying the deck list on their website, which is linked here on mine right here, which is linked in the description too. So anyways, getting on into this breakdown, this is kind of like the end of BT20 in a lot of ways because we also did get the ban list for the next set too. So in spoilers, it has SS4 on it and it has Gamma on it, and it also has Sin Shenron, which has been doing quite well. It didn't get a top 16 in this event, but this is just kind of like a weird period now for BT20 now that we know what the next ban list is, now that, you know, almost 50% of this pie chart is going to be invalid on top of, you know, the new stuff we get in BT21 and everything else. It's kind of like a weird spot as well. So we're going to go over the top placing list for each one of these leaders and probably kind of go a little bit quicker over ones that won't be as relevant moving forward. But I do want to go over them, and we're going to start off with our first place list, which is Jared Lopez's first place Gamma. And Jared's been pretty much topping every event in the last 2 years almost. Like, this is his second year running. He won this event. It's been a minute since he's won an event. He's been getting a lot of seconds and thirds and fourths, but ended up winning it with Gamma. So a good, like, you know, last run with this leader in a lot of ways. It's been really interesting. Like, even going on into like what the before the ban list, I'm like, what are they going to do to this guy? What are they going to do to fix like just all of the generic support for blue-green Aandroids? It feels like it's just like the restriction for him was just not good enough for, and maybe it should have just been like non-red ribbon army cards, you know, in the deck. But they just say, you know what, we're done with Gamma. It was a good run, and it's just gone, which I think at the end of the day is a good call. It always stinks to see a leader go away in my mind, because it does kind of like remove some archetypes with it and everything else. Obviously, I miss my Cell Surge leader, but I do agree it's just been an incredibly powerful leader. It's been pretty much topping since release, and it just works too well with the Android 21 stuff that it's just, I think, a better leader for all of that stuff. And again, like the new secret rare, like it's just better. It's just better in the sense like that in this leader, I feel like than the Android 21 a lot of the time. It's just very, very good there. So anyways, I think this is a strong deck. I'm sad to see it go. I'm going to see. It's going to be interesting to see what Jared jumps to next, because, you know, obviously Android 16's been a little bit nerfed. Now Gamma's not playable, so we'll see what he plays. Maybe we'll be playing some Android 21. You know, he likes those blue-green Androids. But again, congratulations to their first place finish here. Next up, we have our second place. So this is Johnathen Lanza's second place SS4 Gogeta. And this deck, I mean, Gamma, it's a little bit heartfelt for me, just because I do think it's like a unique deck and playstyle. This one, I'm good. I'm good with this one going away, to be honest. I've been inputting lists for this deck for far too long. A lot of them are almost identical. Like, it's just mind-numbing putting this into DBS Deck Planet. A lot of the time they're very, very similar in a lot of ways. But again, like this deck, it's been hit a couple times by a couple nerfs for it, and it's still ticking. There's just so many stuff that, you know, was played around with it. And it's, you know, obviously I think the leader's overtuned, but like there's just a lot of like overtuned good cards in red right now that it's just, even though like this is a big kind of archetype where, you know, you have to be running a lot of your SS4 Vegetas and Gokus, the deck is still just generically very, very good for red too. So obviously, the Unison, I think, is a very good card, and I'm surprised this one's lived as much as it has. It's been probably like one of the more overtuned cards in the deck. It's not like it's not like game breaking, but it just gets so much more value than a lot of other things. So that's been interesting. Obviously, the Z battle cards that red gets, you know, when Zenkai came out, it was just like the best Z battle cards, and they're still by and large some of the best Z battle cards we have right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what red does next. Obviously, Sin Shenron also will not be returning for BT21, so we have some open doors for that. Maybe we'll see some more of the Android 13 as well. We'll see if that's the case. But interesting to see it's gone. I won't miss this one as much as I miss Gamma, but there it is. So congratulations to Johnathen for getting at least one more top with SS4, Son Goku, and Vegeta there. Next up, we have Dane with their top 4, Golden Frieza. And we're going to have kind of like a yellow block at the end of this video. But I think Golden Frieza is such a really interesting leader in a lot of ways. Obviously, it's been a leader from set one, and so being able to be viable 5 years later is pretty crazy, especially since it didn't really get like a really like it doesn't have anything that's like a specifically new retrain for it. Obviously, there's just a good amount of like Frieza's army stuff, but you'll see like this is just like a really big toolbox deck, and in general, yellow has a lot of that. So I think we're going to see a lot of yellow after this fact. Have just a lot of like random leaders, and we're going to talk about some other yellow leaders again at the end of this video. But Golden Frieza's in a really good spot, and I hope nothing happens to this leader. I think he's really neat. I think he does a lot of cool stuff. But man, if we lose this leader, it's just going to be a sad day for me. Just because like the history of the game and how long I've owned this card, and just being able to say, oh, this is a really cool leader I can play still 5 years later, and we'll see from that. But obviously yellow just has like a lot of good tech cards that it just keeps getting. Obviously the new ones are like Sin Shenron, Cold Hearted, Shadow Dragon. This is just a really good card. That I don't know if it should exist. I don't know. It just seems really good for what it is in a lot of ways. Obviously, the fact that it's $80 right now on TCG Players Prime, kind of rough. Obviously, SS Vegeta as well, just another floodgate to work with Mecha Frieza. Cold Bloodless can be running this, and just kind of everything. And just the fact that you are a yellow leader, but you're able to get your energy back with your leader effect pretty easily. And, you can get it for free as long as you have this card out, because this can play a skill list for free, and then you can pop it with your leader, and you get that effect there. So, or make a one drop, make it a skill list, which doesn't really matter for this one. So anyways, this is Dane's list. Congratulations to Dane for their finish in this event. Top 4 is pretty great, and we'll see if Golden Frieza keeps coming around. I think it will. I think yellow is going to be in a really good spot moving forward, but we'll see if anything in set 21 kind of disrupts that as well. So anyways, going into our other top 4, this is Dillon with their self-control Aandroidd 21, and obviously Aandroidd 21 is still in a good spot. It has a lot of like the same tech cards as the Gamma list have been running, so I know a good amount of people will probably be trying to run blue-green on this. We also do have the other Aandroidd 21, which we'll look at in a minute, but in general, we had 2 of these self-control Aandroidd 21s in the top 16 and 1 in the other. So big difference is that we will get Dirty Burst banned at the start of set 21, so that could be a little bit impactful. But the fact that you get some like ramp in this deck is great. The fact that you have like all the control aspects for it is good, and just kind of like the rest of how this deck looks. So honestly, like with the restrictions that you have in this deck, there's not a lot of variety. I think you get a little bit more variety in the other Aandroidd 21, but you just have a lot of good cards. You have your energy manipulation and just kind of everything else from there. So anyways, this is the list. Congratulations to Dillon for their top 4 there. And then we're just going to skip to the other Aandroidd 21 real quick. So this is Daniel Brown's version of it. And in general, I do like I think I like this one a little bit more. It is cool to play the self-control one as well, since you do get the extra energy and everything else. But again, Dirty Burst banned, which is a pretty popular card in this leader. We've been seeing a lot of Kuzus that we saw in the other one as well, and we still have the pan cheese with this deck ticking as well. But I don't know. Well, I think Aandroidd 21 is good, and the fact that we'll see if we get any more support for this deck. I doubt it. I doubt we'll be doing that, but I think it will be a good replacement for Aandroidd, for Gamma in general. I think a lot of people can play this deck. It is going to be a little bit different, but blue-green Androids will always find a way, so I don't think this deck is necessarily going anywhere either. I do like the Goku's Kamehameha Deflection, which is also in the side deck for our other Aandroidd 21, but being able to get a negate that also pop something 4 or less is really great. Like the permanent, you don't really care about the Goku GT. Just the fact that you can go negate an attack and pop something, I think, is strong enough too. So anyways, this is a list, and you don't have to discard anything either. You just play the cost. And paying 1 in a deck like this where you get so much free energy and like the untaps, I think it's a fairly strong card there too. So anyways, this is a list. Congratulations to Daniel for their finish there. Moving on to the foreshadowed yellow block. We have 3 yellow decks to kind of go over and finish this video. So we have our top 8. This is Jacob White with the Father Sons, and this has been a solid leader since release. It's been out for about a year and a half at this point, since the release of, I think it was set 16, Pretty sure it's at 16. Yes, at 16. So obviously it's just a yellow deck with a tiny engine, which you're able to get some advantage for. We do have a little bit of support that's been printing out either on purpose or not. Like obviously we have like the Goku and Vegeta Alliance of Rivals, which came out in like the Dash Pack at the beginning of the year. We also have like the Son Goku and SS Vegeta Ultimate Duo, which you just have to have Vegeta in your card name. So as long as you're awakened, you can use this effect to play a double strike for 20k that gets rid of something in rest mode, which is really great. This is fantastic. I don't know what they're thinking about making this and not generic enough. Or making it too generic that you can putting it in this leader, but that's fine. Obviously, we see the Shin Shenron as well doing stuff, but being able to just be like a really, again, toolbox yellow deck. This deck I think specifically gains a lot of card advantage, and it's a little bit harder for your opponent to interact with since a lot of your engine runs all of these barrier guys as well. And you just get some good advantage from this deck. So I think that's strong. The yellow Z deck has gone better with age, especially like the SS3 Vegeta Terrifying Agent of Destruction gets a lot of value, as well as the I do like this leader can be like the Z leader can be good every once in a while. So Z Awaken for 1, being able to draw a card and get plus 5k and everything. You get a little bit less value compared to like the regular leader, but being able to if you're able to combo with the your big 8-drop, which hasn't been seeing as much play, but it is in this build too, you can get some extra value there, which I think is nice. So anyways, this is the list. Congratulations to Jacob for their top 8 place there. Next up, we have Mychal's top 16. Goku and Vegeta Path to Victory. It's also like the SS Vegito on the front side. And we've been seeing this like occasionally top in the last couple weeks as well. Something interesting is that they are using the UR #1 as the secret of choice for this one, which I think is neat. Which I guess the ones, it gets what? If your leader is a Saiyan or Yellow Earthling, which we are, both mono yellow, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, switch to rest mode, and then play up to one yellow Son Goku card from your deck, hand or drop area, shuffle your deck. If you look through it, it gets a plus 10k power, triple strike, and dual attack, and can't be removed by skills. So, obviously, you can use it with this one, which means you can like switch it to active mode one more time if you want to, right? Because it's just they're also the Tekken one of the full power Spirit Bomb Son Goku. So when you play this card, draw 1, switch up to one of your energy to active mode, and then also activate, choose 2 cards in your life, empty your hand. This card gets plus 10k power for the duration of the turn. So I think that's somewhat good for this too. Being able to use this to go down to 1 life if needed and just get some more card advantage and go from there. So I think that's all very interesting in a lot of ways. I don't think I've seen a deck top with this card, so that's kind of interesting there. Is there anything else, any other Goku? I mean, technically you can get this one. Is there any more cheese in the side? Not, at least not for the Goku in general. So but yeah, we've seen this archetype a little bit. It's running 3 copies of Spirit Bomb too, just to make sure that you don't like whiff on. Like I can imagine like whiffing on this card must feel just awful for what it is, and then like a lot of your other yellow toolbox stuff. So, anyways, this is Mychal's list. Congratulations to their top 16 there. We'll see if this leader gets a little bit more popular. Obviously, I think yellow has more space to be good in this upcoming meta, so we'll see if that's true. And to wrap it up, we do have Dillon Warren's top 16 Super Saiyan Vegeta. This is the new star deck. We've been seeing this one get some more and more tops. We don't traditionally have a lot of aggressive yellow decks in this game, at least not recently. A lot of them have been more value-based, kind of mid-range to maybe even leaning more to control styles. So having something aggressive like this in yellow is definitely something new. So you'll see a lot of like the traditional like the more value cards. Like we're only having like 3 Mecha Friezas. There's no copies, or there's just 3 copies of this, but there's no Shin Shenrons in this list. You're trying to be aggressive. Zarbon, which was also in Mychal's list, is a really good card for some of these cards with Servant. Just the fact that you can use this not only for a combo, but you can reset something with Servant, which is really nice. And just the aggression that comes from this deck as well. Using the Piccolo and Son Gohan, I'd say the more generically good yellow secret rare too. Can get you a lot of bonus there. And not really anything else. Like it looks like you can have like a little bit more control aspects in the side if you really want to, including like the Gohan Unison and more like the Vegito Whis as well. and like the dark power black mass Saiyan as well. Anyways, so this is Dillon's list. Congratulations to Dillon for their top 16 at this event, and that is going to be my breakdown again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out Eggman events for not only this regional but every other regional I've covered, and that will be it for me. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it.